I started my Colombia series in Bogota, where I showed you the sprawling, enormous capital of Colombia. Then we went to Medellin, a beautiful but chaotic place. Now I'm taking you north to the Caribbean coast, and we're gonna explore Cartagena. Cartagena is a historic city. It's a beautiful place, but there's more than just buildings to enjoy here. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you a bit about the African heritage that runs through the Caribbean coast of Colombia. I'm gonna show you some of the cuisine of the coast. I'm gonna take you to the beach, because obviously, Caribbean beach, they go together pretty well. And finally, I'm gonna introduce you to some of the locals who I met along the way, including a random act of kindness that really made my day. We got a lot to get to in this video. I hope you enjoy it. This is Cartagena, a city like no other. So today's video is sponsored by LingoPie. LingoPie is, basically I think of it like the Netflix for language learning. Check this out, this is my app. They got this big catalog full of content from different countries, in fact. So when you're learning a language, like I'm learning Spanish, you can choose not just the content in that language, but the specific country as well. So right now I'm watching something from Colombia. I'm actually watching a documentary called Gabo about Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the guy who wrote 100 Years of Solitude. I think it's really cool for travelers, not just to learn the language, but also to get excited about the place you're going to and to learn the local dialects. And the cool thing about LingoPie is you can have features specifically for language learning, like you can have the English subtitles next to the Spanish subtitles. When there's a word you don't know, you can click on it and it'll just pop up the dictionary definition. You can even quiz yourself on the words you've selected. And LingoPie provides flashcards to help you practice. I think it's a great idea. They're really onto something here. So if you want to try LingoPie, there's a link down below where you can get 65% off your first year. There's also a free trial available. They're adding new content every single week. So thanks again to LingoPie for sponsoring my content. And with no further ado, let's get to Cartagena, a city like no other. Hello YouTube, how's it going today? Welcome to Cartagena. Cartagena is a port city on the north coast of Colombia, which is the Caribbean part of the country. Yeah, it's, what can I say about it? It's hot. This part of the world is hot, significantly hotter than Medellin, where I just came from. I flew from Medellin to Cartagena yesterday. Domestic flights within Colombia are very affordable. It was about $30 US to get here. And as soon as I stepped out of the airplane at the airport, you would just immediately feel the humidity. Right now it's 31 degrees Celsius, it feels like 36. And I'm just sitting here in this chill little park. There's a church behind me. A few people enjoying the shade of the park benches. And the gentle breeze flowing through this park, making the leaves dance all around us. But enough about the leaves. What I really want to show you is this way. And that's the wall that surrounds the old city of Cartagena. Now, Cartagena is a very old city. I saw something online that said it's the oldest Spanish-speaking city in all the Americas. It was founded by the Spanish in 1533. Though, of course, that's a very European way of looking at things. There were people indigenous to the continent of South America who were living there long before that. But however you choose to put the start date of Cartagena, one thing is for certain, it is a very old city. And when you have an old, wealthy city that's on the port, that's on the ocean, what does that attract?
Why is the rum always gone?
Pirates. And so Cartagena had a big problem with pirates trying to invade this city, take all their delicious fish that they have here on the coast of Colombia. And so they built a wall, a huge wall actually. It's about 11 kilometers in length, all around the old city, which of course was the city of Cartagena at the time. Now it's one of the main tourist attractions of this region. Look at that cool looking bird. Hey buddy, just chilling. See, look at the car windshields as I pass by, covered from the sun. Another indication of just how hot it can get here. Now there's a few main entrances to get inside the walls. I'm gonna walk around the corner and take you to one of them, and then I'm gonna show you the old city. Let's go. So there's one of the car entrances over there. Here's one of the entrances. And just like that, we have entered into the old city. I'm going to enter into the shade. Hopefully as this video progresses, you won't see my skin get progressively more red. Oh, look at that, there's somebody walking on top of the wall. I didn't even know you could get up there, but apparently you can. Of course, there's the car entrance. Very interesting place. Look at that building over there. Brightly colored buildings everywhere. I'm trying to see if Cartagena reminds me of anywhere else I've been. With the wall around the main tourist zone, it reminds me a bit of San Juan, the beautiful capital city of Puerto Rico. And to be honest, it's a bit reminiscent of Havana as well in Cuba. Though of course, that could just be the Spanish and Caribbean influence coming through. But yeah, there's something about this place that's distinctly its own as well. Check out the work on that street sign behind me. All I can think about is portobello mushrooms. I'm getting hungry. Let's see what it says here. There's actually a sign about it. The Negro councils were associations that congregated the enslaved black populations belonging to the same cultural group. The councils served as places of solidarity, celebration, conservation of their own African languages, memory, and cultural resistance. In the 18th century, one of the councils of black Caraballis was located on this street. You know, this is probably a good time to talk about one of the interesting things about Colombia as a country. Okay, obviously the main language is Spanish. It is in many ways a Hispanic country, but it has this part of the African identity built into it as well, especially here on the Caribbean coast. And so I would say culturally speaking, demographically speaking, it's a very diverse country. You can't look at one person and say that's a Colombian. The mixture is built into the DNA of what Colombia is. And of course there were indigenous people even before the Hispanics, which makes it even more diverse. Just crossing the street here. Always an adventure in Colombia. Don't forget to look both ways. And also don't forget to look up, because above us here in Cartagena we have some interesting colors. Obviously here they're matching the colors of the Colombian flag. Red, blue, and yellow.
Para uno, por favor. Adelante. ¿Qué va a pedir?
¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
Gracias.
Tengo pollo frito, pollo en salsa, frito.
Fritos.
Sopa.
Gracias. Now listen, there's no denying one thing. The old city of Cartagena is the peak tourist town. One of the more touristic places in all of Colombia, which means some of the restaurants can jack up the prices. When I travel and I look for a good meal at a good price, I like the kind of places that just have handwritten menus, the kind of places that are full of Colombians, the kind of places where they just sit you at the back next to next to a sack of potatoes. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really good. My soup just arrived. Check this out. Normally if you get a menu of the day and it comes with a soup, it's just something like very basic. But here, I mean, look at this thing. There's potatoes, there's meat, there's corn. This is quite the starter. So that meal cost me 12,000 Colombian pesos. Great food at a great price. But there's one other thing I got to tell you about. This is a true story. This just happened to me like, I don't know, 2 minutes ago. I just walked onto the street and it looked very photogenic, so I pulled out my camera. And I didn't notice, but I guess as I pulled my camera out of my backpack, my wallet was also in my backpack and my wallet fell out. And I was just gonna film something, but immediately, like 2 seconds later, this guy who was walking past, this Colombian guy just went, hey, and like pointed out that my wallet had fallen out. And yeah, I really appreciated that. You know, it was a simple gesture, but like, oh, pardon. As I move out of the way for this chica who is getting out of her house. Yeah, it was a simple gesture, but you know, it was nice. It was nice to see that people are looking out for themselves and looking out for foreigners like me in this neighborhood in Cartagena. Anyway, let's keep going. Look at this interesting archway up ahead. Must be a park or something. A lot of interesting street art around here too.
Hey, you at the boss, you at the boss, you at the boss, Cartagena welcome. Yo sé que usted quiere meterle, meterle. Hey, my friend, you at the boss, como lucen los zapatos que son bien original, que tengo $2 millones. Cuando ve aquí mañana en la emisora. Hey, you my friend, como te luce la gorra. Hey, where you from, where you from, where you from?
Canada.
Canada, hey, bless him, black Canada. Bless him, black Canada. Hey, you my friend, porque tú eres Canadá, bienvenido a Cartagena.
That hot sun is starting to get to me. I just stepped into this cafe restaurant place. Very interesting interior, as you can see. I'm gonna stop for coffee, chill out a little bit during the hot part of the day. And yeah, just enjoy the moment here in Cartagena. Man, is this part of the city ever cool. I mean, just look at the building, look at the paint, how fresh everything looks, everything. They've really done a good job taking care of this part of the city. You know, with all due respect to Havana, which I mentioned earlier on, or frankly, even Bogota, which I visited earlier on this trip, when you go to those cities, you see a lot of beautiful old buildings, but they're not in great condition. They really are sometimes falling apart. But here in downtown Cartagena, you can see I mean, these buildings look beautiful. They look spotless, you know? But since I'm being honest about the good parts of Cartagena, let me also be honest about one of the negative parts, at least as a foreign tourist like myself. The hustlers and the salespeople in the city are pretty intense. Occasionally you'll be walking through and they'll just follow you and they'll try to get you in a restaurant and you'll make it clear that you're just trying to keep walking, but they'll ask again, they'll keep walking with you. And you know, I get it. People are trying to sell things. People are trying to make a living. So I'm not here to say that Colombians like don't have a right to sell things. But as a foreigner, you know, if it's happening again and again and again, it can be kind of intense. As a foreigner, you just need to be aware what a fair price is sometimes. Just don't feel intimidated. And if you don't want something, just keep walking. You know, if someone's trying to sell you something, just don't stop. You know, say thank you. You don't need to be too rude about it, but just keep walking. And listen to the Colombian viewers. You know, this isn't anything against Colombians. I mentioned earlier that one of the Colombians literally saved my wallet. So I know there's a lot of great people in this country. This is nothing against Colombians. It's just a little travel tip that hopefully some of you will find helpful. ¿Es café?
Lei.
A quanto questo?
Ahí de 1000.
Sí, un café, por favor. Es mi primer día en Cartagena.
Sí.
Sí.
¿Y con quién está? ¿Solo?
Es en, sí,
Ah, ¿y de
es
dónde
en
usted?
muy buena ciudad.
Sí, ¿y de dónde usted?
Soy de Canadá.
Ah, de Canadá. Ah,
Sí.
pero habla el español.
Un poquito.
Sí, pues se le entiende, sí.
Ah, sí, sí. Gracias.
No, gracias, que pase bien, yo.
Muchas gracias.
Bueno.
I know I just had a coffee, but I saw that lady walking with her pots of coffee, pre-made coffee selling on the streets. I decided to get one. You know, why not? The coffee looks black, but I can tell she already added some sugar or some, and honestly, I think this coffee is even better than the one I had at the restaurant. No offense to that restaurant, you know, they had a cool atmosphere. It was a nice place to sit for a bit. But this one's made with love, and you can't beat that. Anyway, we just made it to Plaza Trinidad. It's still late afternoon. This place will be packed at night. It's a Friday, so by Friday night, this place will be packed with people, packed with drinks, packed with music. Right now, there's just people like me enjoying the late afternoon sun, taking a chance to sit for a bit. Super chill spot. And there it is at last, shining in the late afternoon sun, the Caribbean Sea. I've mentioned it a couple times in this video, but here's our first chance to see it. Sure does look nice, huh? All right, YouTube, finally found out how to get up on this wall. Behind me, you can get a look at the more modern side of Cartagena. A lot of skyscrapers behind that bridge. And over here, is that a castle? I guess that's a castle over there. Or a fort. Maybe a fort would be a more accurate word. I don't know why I think every old building is a castle. And look who just showed up. How you doing, Sierra?
I'm doing very well, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm trying to decide if that's a castle or a fort.
It's a castle.
It's a castle?
Okay, let's make a bet. All right, you two, what do you think? Castle or fort? I'm gonna go castle. If I'm correct, let's make Dan.
Uh-oh.
What should we even do?
What are you gonna do?
Okay, loser has to buy the next drink. Next round of drinks.
Loser has to swim to the castle. So what, you're on Team Castle?
I'm on Team Castle.
At first I thought it was a castle, now I think it's a fort.
Okay, so are you gonna change your answer or no? That's it.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it. All right, YouTube, for exactly one drink, is it a castle or is it a fort? Castillo.
Hey.
Hey, Sienna.
What's up?
So this is your second time to Cartagena. Third time. Oh snap. Okay, so you definitely, first of all, you definitely cheated about the castle thing.
Actually, I didn't,
But-
because you know how I am, Dan. I don't remember anything about.
So I'll give you the castle, but what I really want to ask is, what do you think makes this a special city? What is it that keeps you coming back?
I think it's the energy here. It has more of that Caribbean vibe. It feels more relaxed, more safe. I mean, the biggest thing for me is I feel like I can walk around here by myself at night. And I did not feel that way in Medellin at all. I like that it's a bit of a smaller town because you really get to know a lot more of the locals. And although costeños, the accent here is much harder to understand than in Medellin for sure.
Costeños, the people from the coast, costeños.
Yes, their Spanish is faster, and they have more of like an actual Spanish accent, you know, from Spain. But yeah, it's colorful, it's cute. It's a bit too touristy, but if you find the cool local spots, then it's a solid place.
Look at that, we went from the beginning, I didn't even know you could get up on the wall, and then we get to the end and we're up on the wall. It's like the whole story, it was just meant to be. Anyway, before this video ends, I want to show you another day I experienced, because this was really cool. This was a trip to the beach, and I went with my friend Sienna, her friend Honor, and a guy named Miguel. And Miguel is actually from Cartagena, so it was really cool to meet up with a local as well. Something else I realized on the way to this beach is, you know, there's a really modern side to Cartagena as well. I actually felt like I was in Miami or something with all these high, like new skyscrapers going up and stuff. It was really surreal to be going from the old city to this newer part of Cartagena. Okay, hello and welcome to the other side of Cartagena. In fact, it's hard to believe this is only a 15-minute Uber ride from where we were before. Not only do we have this beach in front of me, we got these condos that we saw the old town, now we're seeing the new town. Bit of music over here too. Lots of seating, that's for sure. It goes all the way down. I had no idea where you guys went. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Good times, come on. Well, my friends, we have made it to the beach. What's the name of this beach again?
The name of this place is called La Playita.
La Playita.
Little beach.
And this is the area just south of the old city.
Yeah,
right?
you could say that, yeah. A residential area. People with lots of money, as you see, quite expensive. And we're really close to the hotel area, so right here is for residential people or people that just want to have a really relaxed time here.
And you grew up in Cartagena, right? This is your city?
I grew up in Cartagena, yeah, this is my city.
Do you have any tips for someone who wants to visit the beach here in Cartagena? Anything they should know?
First of all, it depends if you want to have a relaxed time or if you want to see more people. Right here is completely relaxed for anyone. As you see, the waves here are really, really calm. On a difference from Boca Grande, that's the other area, the one next from here. It's way more people, way more also people selling you stuff. For me, this is a really nice place just to come and chill. Now I will say this, the water at this beach is not the prettiest beach you'll see in the Caribbean. You have a darker color of sand, and the water itself gets a color which is a bit muddy or a bit murky. So yeah, maybe not the most photogenic, but very easy to swim in, and the temperature is just perfect. Una foto de todo? So occasionally something like this will happen, like people see my camera, they just assume I'm taking photos. They don't know I'm doing a video. And that's what happened with his family. They were just like, photo, photo. ¿Cómo estás? Hey. They just saw me, a foreign guy, and they were just calling over. Next thing you know, I did my little video clip, and then they were asking me where I was from, they were asking what I was doing in Cartagena, and then they were just offering me a beer. Yes?
No, cerveza.
Nativa. Una cerveza de Colombia.
Colombia, muy buena. Esta yuca con suero.
Salud, salud. Salud, salud. And then I was just sitting there in my broken Spanish doing the best to communicate. I mean, it always helps to have a little bit of the language so you can communicate in situations like this. I had just enough to make some conversation.
Nativa.
Nativa.
Esta cerveza es a base de yuca.
¿A base de yuca?
Sí, a base de yuca.
¿De dónde viene?
De la isla.
Tierra Bomba. Tierra Bomba.
Sí.
Toda la familia de Tierra
Claro.
Bomba.
Y la familia. Toda no.
¿Y tú?
Soy de Canadá. And it was really cool. These people, they were just a big family all together having their beach day, and they welcomed me into their family with the beer and with the shade of their beach site, and it was just a cool moment, you know. And what I like about this moment, I mean, it's just a beer. It's just, you know, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but what I like about it is it's just, there's something here that speaks to the personality of Colombians. They really, first of all, they're always having a good time. Like even just a family at the beach, it's always a party. It's always festive. But also they're very quick to invite strangers into their group. You know, some cultures are more closed off. It's like, you go over there, you go over there. Colombians seem to be more inclusive in the way of just like, they see a stranger and then you can join them. It makes it really fun to travel through Colombia when you meet people like that. And I hope you've enjoyed this look at Cartagena. Cartagena. Sometimes I say Cartagena. Hena. Hope you enjoyed this look at Cartagena. I'm gonna have more videos coming from the coast of the coast of Colombia is what I'm trying to say. More videos coming soon. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell button if you don't want to miss anything. And yeah, thanks as always for making it to the end of the video. Really appreciate all you people out there. These videos aren't perfect. They're just me showing my experience traveling through these cities and doing the best to share that with you guys. If you enjoyed it, if you choose to support, there's a few different ways that you could. You could support monthly through something like Patreon or YouTube memberships. There's also places like PayPal where you can make one-time donations and then get your name floating past my head at the end of the video. But yeah, I mean, mostly I'm just happy to have you guys here, supporting the content and supporting this world that we live in, you know, supporting the fact that we can still travel places and have good times and not believe the doom and gloom that you see in the news sometimes. There are still good people out there, just like that family we met from Tierra Bamba, just like the person who warned me when I dropped my wallet on the streets of Cartagena. There are good people out there. You just have to keep looking for them and keep remembering that they're out there. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you next time. Peace.